Hey everybody. Well, I hope y'all are doing good. Look at this right here. You know, I'm so lucky. My little Lucy, she went flea marketing yesterday and brought me back a whole sack full of old lures. And but she's got one in here that's really special to me. And I've been looking for one of these and I've never found one. And there's a long story around this. It's a little different color, but you know, she always goes to these flea markets and she sees fishing lures. She just starts grabbing them up. And, you know, a lot of them are these old baits, you know, old Rebels, whatever. She knows what I like. But this particular one is it's kind of an odd bait. And I've never seen one in my life other than a couple my dad had. Now, my dad, this little bait right here, I'm gonna start over here. So I need to get in my box and get another bait out here. And so Rebel made lots of lures back in the day. And so they always had this humpy version of crankbait. So they're flat on the belly, big hump in the back. And so you had the Super R, which is the great big size like this right here. It was one of my favorite baits, one of my dad's favorite baits. And then they had the Humpy, which was the size smaller. As you can tell, see how much smaller it is, quite a bit smaller. Same thing, flat belly, hump back. It was called the Humpy. So you had the Super R and the Humpy. And these were kind of standard baits. Everybody's seen these baits and used them. But there was another one in the mix, and this was my dad's favorite. And it was the same bait, a Humpy style, but even smaller. So as you can tell, see the size. So this is a Rebel, this is a Super R, there's a Humpy, and then there was this, I don't know what they called it, but my dad didn't like the Humpy middle size. He liked this little bitty one, this small Humpy one like this right here. And he had two of them, crawdad with an orange belly. And we had them in an old tackle box that he had that blew out of the boat when I was a kid, and we lost those. And it was the only two I'd ever seen like it. And I was always like, someday I'll come across one. Well, my little Lucy found one in a flea market. She didn't even know how important this bait was going to be to me. But and it's just a smaller size of Rebel Humpy. And I got all excited, and I'm going to tell the story. This is the bait. This is the first bass I ever hooked on a crankbait in my life up around Montanay on Beaver Lake was on that crawdad colored little Humpy like this that my dad had. And man, it just kind of flooded me with a lot of old memories around this old bait. But I love these style of baits. They've got a very erratic action. They dart and they got just a super good hunt. They're not deep divers. They hunt. I still fish these a lot. The old Super R, I fish a lot. I've talked about this bait a lot, the Humpy. But man, I'm so excited to find this one right here. I'm gonna throw this thing at Grand Lake this week, I think. Or maybe I should not, because I don't want to lose it. But whoop. But yeah, the first crankbait, first bass I ever hooked on crankbait was on one of these right here in kind of this color. Just a different version of a Rebel Humpy. So cool little bait. You know, it made my day. She found that thing. And man, so much history around some old lures that I've had my hands on over the years. But I don't know why my dad liked this one so much better than that medium Humpy. He loved this particular one. And I'm glad to finally have me one. So that's good stuff right there. Man, if you don't like old fishing lures just because, you know, she bought me a bunch of worms that were in the packs, you know, the little 5-packs. They're like mint. So I'm going to do a video on those. But I'm so glad she buys that stuff for me when she's out and about. But, you know, if you don't got some old lures, it never hurts to get a couple more. Maybe if you don't ever fish with them, they're just cool. Just cool. Out here getting ready to go to Grand Lake. It's beautiful out. Dogs are all asleep in the boat and playing with fishing tackle. So thought you'd enjoy that story. Let me know what the first crankbait you ever caught a bass on. I'd love to hear about it. Sure appreciate all y'all. See you later.